Okay, today's video is going to be fun. I'm sharing my top 10 running must-haves, the things that have genuinely made me a better runner, a healthier runner, and honestly, a happier runner. So if you're new here, I'm Caroline, a competitive marathoner aiming for the 2028 Olympics and a running coach who's tested way too much gear over the years. Some of it has been amazing and some of it has been a complete waste. But today is about what actually is worth your money based on my experience, not trends. And I'll leave all the links below, so feel free to check out those afterwards. All right, so let's start with number 10 and work our way up. And by the way, this is not sponsored. So some of the links I do earn commission on, but these are all brands I have reached out to because I genuinely love these products. Okay, I know this is a little left field, but Audible has become one of my favorite running tools. Not because it's fancy and not because it makes me run faster, but because it supports something we all struggle with: mental endurance. We spend so much time on our phones, scrolling, switching, and deciding. But when I'm listening to an audiobook on a long run, I'm learning, I'm engaged, I'm focused. And I love that an audiobook forces me to go deeper. So you don't just skim the idea, you absorb it. And there's less decision fatigue. You press play once and you're in it for hours. For me, learning while I run is one of the most powerful combos. It's like my brain and my body are getting better at the same time. I just finished an audiobook on one of my long runs that I want to share with you, and it's called Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell. And honestly, it came at the perfect moment for me. As someone building two businesses while training like a competitive marathoner, I definitely feel stretched thin at times. So this book really shifted how I think about my time, my energy, and how to scale without burning out. So if you're someone balancing work, training, and life, this is one that's worth listening to. Number 9. I have to warn you, this thing looks intense. It's big, it's awkward, and at first it's hard. But once you get used to it, it's generally a game changer. So these bumps and contours help you get into deeper tissue without needing to position your whole body a certain way. So it gives you a different kind of release, especially if you deal with tight calves, quads, or glutes. And honestly, I would invest in this over a massage gun, even though this is way cheaper. Most massage guns end up sitting in a drawer, at least mine do. They're loud, they're heavy, and they don't give you the same kind of deep, consistent pressure you get from actually working into the tissue. But also remember that the key to having any of these tools work is to use them consistently. So if you do decide to get this, just make sure that you are committed to sticking to foam rolling for a while. It's so easy to get all these devices and be super excited the moment we get them, and then we kind of just forget about them. And if you want anything to work, you need to stay consistent over time. So my biggest tip when it comes to foam rolling, and honestly anything, any new habit you start, is to start by just doing it a little bit. I'm thinking 30 seconds to a minute on the foam roller, not because 30 seconds to a minute is enough, but because that way you're building the habit, and once you have the habit, it will be easier to add the duration, and that's when you'll stay consistent over time, and that's when you'll see results. Also, start with the medium density. Trust me, that's a sweet spot. You can always upgrade to the harder one later once you've used it. The medium is, even for me, definitely hard enough. Let's talk about my newest obsession, red light therapy. So you've probably seen influencers wearing those glowing face masks, and honestly, at first I was like, what on earth is this? I think I'm naturally just a skeptical person, and especially skeptical of trends. My brain immediately goes, okay, is this actually real or just hype? But after digging into the research, I've ended up ordering a few different red light devices to test for myself, and honestly, it's promising. And I'll do a full video on these soon, but the short version is red light helps reduce inflammation, improve blood flow, and support tissue repair. So basically everything a runner needs. Now for my actual recommendation. Since using red light consistently, I've noticed less muscle soreness, and my plantar fasciitis improved noticeably faster, which shocked me because that injury is stubborn. I have one of those big panels that's great for full body sessions, but what I love even more is this small, portable red light belt. As runners, we always have one area that's acting up. Right now, it's my plantar fascia, and a few months from now, probably something else. And this belt lets me wrap the light exactly where I need it. So no standing in front of a giant panel, no holding anything, just easy targeted recovery while I'm sitting on the couch. So do you need the big, fanciest, most expensive panels? Absolutely not. This little belt does the job beautifully, unless you have the budget and the space for something bigger. Before we go to number 7, I want to bring up something important because gear can support your training, but it can't replace structure. So I see so many runners buying things hoping it will make them faster when what they actually need is a plan that builds them on purpose, not by accident. And look, I know I'm another creator selling something, and honestly, I never thought I would end up doing this. But the reason I started making these videos and the reason I've built these plans and started my coaching is because I'm so passionate about teaching you how to work with your body, not against it, so you can become faster and more resilient over time. So if you've been on my website, you know my plans aren't cheap. They're actually more expensive than most plans out there, and that's intentional. I don't want you to buy a program on a whim and then never follow it. It's you committing to doing something the right way. You will run slower at the beginning than you're used to. You will question the process 1,000 times. You will be tempted to give up because everyone is passing you. And you probably think, Caroline, I don't think this is right for me. But that's the process. Even for me, someone who has run a 2:46 marathon, I ran my first marathon in 3 hours and 5 minutes, and I was still running 8 to 9 minutes per kilometers on my easy days. Most fast runners, and honestly, a lot of coaches would look at that and tell you it's ridiculous. But that's because many of them have been running their entire life. I hadn't. I was fast, sure, but I hadn't developed my low heart rate engine yet. And you can skip that part. You can only build it. The 2 key things about the way I coach and train. Number 1, I use time instead of distance. So I'll tell you to run for 60 minutes instead of 8 kilometers or 5 miles. Because not everyone runs at the same pace, and when coaches assign distance, it's always the slower runners who end up overdoing it and getting frustrated, exhausted, or injured. Number 2, I use heart rate instead of pace. So pace is external, heart rate is internal. It shows how hard your body is working, not how fast someone else is running. And if you comment heart rate below, I'll send you my entire guide. It's truly an underrated, brilliant tool in my opinion. And here's what happened to Sarah's progress after she started using my marathon level 3 plan. If you want training that fits your life, your goals, and your physiology, all my running programs are linked below. They're generally what I wish I had when I started. Okay, so back to the list. Number 7. I have tried so many vests and running backpacks, if that's the name. High quality ones, cheaper Amazon ones, everything in between. Most are bulky, they bounce, they feel heavy, and this one is very light, and the pockets actually make sense. There's so many pockets, which I really appreciate, and it looks clean on the body. And when you're on a long run, feeling light genuinely matters. It reduces how tired the run feels. And let's be real, you definitely want to feel less tired when you're running for long. It's one of those pieces of gear you don't fully appreciate until you try something worse. And I will leave a link below. If you're looking for a new vest, check this one out. And I also love how I can put these water things on the front. And then if I have a longer run, especially in the summer when I need more water, then I can put this larger pack at the back. Number 6, high quality running outfit. So let's talk running clothes for a second. I have tried so many cheaper brands over the years, and they're fine at first, and then a few washes later, they get saggy. They lose shape, they fade, or they start chafing. At least that's my experience, but I would love to hear from you guys down in the comments as well. Okay, you guys, it got really light, so I had to take a break from filming, so that's why the lighting is a little bit different now, so hopefully it won't be too bad. My go-to brands are Lululemon and LSKD for women's clothing at least. And I know Oscar also really likes Lululemon at least. And the reason is because they last way longer at least than any other brands I have tried. So they keep their shape, and honestly, feeling good in what you're wearing matters more than people admit. when you like your outfit, you show up differently. Okay, so let me show you the pieces I actually use. My all-time favorite running shorts are the Fast and Free high-rise shorts from Lululemon. So I prefer the 6-inch, this one, and I have them in both blue and black. They're super durable, basically no chafing, and the pockets are absolutely lifesavers. So I will always choose pockets over a running belt. So for gels, phones, keys, everything stays put. And I also love the Fusion shorts from LSKD. They don't have the extra zip pocket at the top, so if you rely on that for keys, keep that in mind. But the side pockets are deep and honestly perfect for marathon training. And I actually made a whole LSKD haul video, so check that one out right here if you're interested in seeing more of LSKD. And I will leave a link to these shorts down below and let me know if I should do more running clothing reviews. Number 5, gels. People do not talk about this enough, or maybe they do, I just don't hear it. I don't know. I used to think gels were just expensive sugar in an awkward plastic tube. I didn't like the taste, I didn't understand the purpose, and honestly, I avoided them. And then I tried Goo chocolate, and everything changed because they taste like dessert in my opinion. So they're thicker, which some people don't like, but for me, that texture feels natural and satisfying. But more importantly, gels are fuel. They keep your blood sugar stable. They give you electrolytes, and the Goo ones even include amino acids. So I know they're expensive, but you know what? Even bananas are pricey. The only drawback is the plastic, so please keep the little tap and don't litter. I wish every company had a recycling program. Number 4, arm-based heart rate monitor. This one changed my training more than almost anything. Chest straps are accurate, but mine has been chafing for the last year, and mine also slips and has been very annoying in the heat. I got the COROS arm strap 3 months ago, I believe, and honestly, I don't know what took me so long. It was probably because I felt guilty for buying another heart rate monitor since I already have the Garmin one, but it's worth it in my opinion. It's more comfortable, it's more accurate than a wrist heart rate. It's rechargeable, and yes, it pairs perfectly with a Garmin, so it's not just for those who have a COROS watch, because I'm not switching my Garmin watch. And you can use the COROS arm-based heart rate monitor with any smartwatch, so whether that's an Apple Watch or whatever else that's connected to Bluetooth. So I love that you can just strap it on and forget about it. And when your heart rate is accurate, training feels calmer. I've tried some runs where I've forgotten my chest strap or this one, and I've definitely seen my heart rate jump much more around. So I highly do recommend getting the COROS armband. It gives you data you can trust. And I've even tried using my boyfriend's smartwatch, pairing it with the Garmin one and then pairing mine with the COROS one, and the heart rate data has been exactly the same. Number 3, the Garmin Forerunner 965. So this is my brain outside my body. I plan workouts on it, I execute workouts on it, I track all my data, and I love how it looks. I don't wear normal watches, but I wear this every single day. It helps me listen to my body better as long as I understand the data. So this last point is very important because you do need to understand what the data means so it's not just stressing you out. My Garmin makes me excited to train, excited to see trends, excited to see progress, and when you're training for big goals like I am, that excitement matters. And again, I will link mine, the Forerunner 965 in white, below, and also let me know if I should do a whole video on why I chose this one in particular and how it compares to all the other smartwatches that I've had in the past. Number 2, Nike Zoom Fly, because this is one shoe I keep coming back to, and I've been using them for 8 years. Through different training cycles, different goals, different levels of fitness, they've always been the pair I end up reaching for again. And yes, they are carbon plated, but they're not a super shoe. They're what I would call a training carbon shoe, which honestly is way more practical for most runners. Most super shoes like the Vaporflies, Alphaflies, Saucony Endorphin Pros, or Adidas Adios Pro last around 150 to maybe 250 miles before the foam loses its magic. So they're amazing for race day, but they break down quickly, and they're very expensive. Many of them are around $225 to $285. The Zoom Flies, on the other hand, they usually last 300 to 400 miles for most runners, and sometimes even more if you're efficient with your stride. So almost double the durability of a typical carbon-plated racing shoe. And why do they last longer? Because the foam is firmer and more durable. So you still get the carbon pop, but it's stable enough to use for long runs, tempos, steady state, faster endurance runs, even some daily mileage. I use them for all my faster runs, so anything between tempo and speed session. And in my opinion, this is where the Zoom Flies stand out from other brands. A lot of carbon training shoes from other companies feel either too soft, too stable, or too stiff for everyday use. Some feel amazing for 3 runs and then the foam is tired. So the Zoom Fly finds this sweet spot of responsive and durable and also stable and fun, in my opinion. And another thing, the price, Zoom Flies usually sit around $150 to $170 depending on the model and sales. And the one I have linked below is the newest model, the Nike Zoom Fly 6, and costs $170 and $180. And this is one I actually just ordered. So compared to the 250 super shoes, you're getting a lot more value per mile. And for me, they're the perfect option if you want something fast and exciting that doesn't fall apart after 10 workouts, because that sucks. They also look great, they feel fast, they become part of my routine in a way no other carbon shoe has, and that's why after 8 years, I still keep buying them. Number 1, drum roll! I'm just kidding, it's not that exciting. The 8 Sleep. Okay, so let's talk about this one honestly. It is so expensive, like really expensive. And if I were just starting my business now, I generally don't know if I could afford it. Okay, I would definitely not spend my money on this. I want to be transparent. My 8 Sleep was gifted to me, but if I had the money, I would absolutely buy it. And here's why. During the summer, this thing saved me. It kept me cool enough to stay in deeper sleep longer. It auto-adjusts for both me and my boyfriend because I run way colder than him, and I don't wake up with an alarm anymore. The consistent wake up time has improved my sleep quality massively. You guys, there is a reason this is my number 1, even though this video is not sponsored by 8 Sleep. Can you be a great runner without it? Of course. The basics still matter most. So enough hours, consistent sleep schedule, good habits. But honestly, if you have the budget, this is one of the best recovery tools out there. My resting heart rate definitely went down and my HRV went up after I got the 8 Sleep. I'm just being completely transparent. So if you're curious about other tips I have for better sleep, check out this video I did on sleep. I'll link it right here. So those are my top 10 running must-haves. Everything I shared today is something I genuinely use, believe in, and would buy again. Even the 8 Sleep. All links are below, and some of them are affiliate links, which supports my channel at no extra cost to you. And if you want structure, progress, and training that helps you work with your body, my heart rate-based training programs are also linked below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and let me know in the comments which item surprised you the most or which one you're thinking of buying next. See you in the next video.